Hello everybody and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. We are in the pool where we've got one of the hottest water polo teams in the state, Pioneer, taking on the home River Rats. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin, the Mayor Bryant. Kevin, tell us a little bit about what's happening here today.
Well, unfortunately, as a River Rat, that hottest team is not the Huron River Rats. Pioneer has been lighting up the net, scoring double figures in 6 of their matches this year, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be letting up anytime soon. This will be the 3rd time these two foes have met this year, and this one is a district seeding match, so if Huron can pull the upset, it will put them in a better position on May 8th when districts begin over at Skyline. But I tell you, they're going to have their hands full with this Pioneer bunch. They're returning a lot of players, Caban, Cordova. We've said these names before in the past, so it'll be a big task for Coach Jolynn Murray, Montgomery's squad tonight.
Duel in the pool coming up right after this break. And here we go, everybody. The greatest show on surf getting ready to begin. Pioneers possibly the outsized favorite here, as Kevin mentioned in the open. They have won both meetings so far this year, but you never know what could happen out here.
Yeah, outsized, even when you're looking at the rosters, and that drop-in sprint-off isn't a good omen for the Rats. The rosters on both sides, you look at the Huron squad, they have about 5 people outside the pool, and over at Pioneer's side, and here we go, Wadwa maybe be getting scoring going early for me.
Yeah, we're well familiar with Wadwa, and that's a first opportunity, just goes a little bit high, and early chance for the River Rats. Pioneer coming back out of transition, though. Pioneer's really fast team. That's what Coach Montgomery told me. That's what Coach Will Hart has said. Coach Montgomery said right from the jump, oh, shot right off the crossbar. Quick action on both ends of the pool.
Well, and that's where Huron is better at. They're better at the defense. They keep these scores low. I mentioned in the open that they've only scored double figures 3 times this season, and it's because they don't really have the scoring prowess that they had. They lost Montgomery. Maida Montgomery was what we'd always talk about when we did these Huron games. No longer playing. She's at University of Toronto is what her mother told me. Unfortunately, she's out of the pool right now, injured.
A little bit of an injury.
Yeah, it's trying to take one of those backhanded shots, and somebody grabbed her from the rear. Stretched that arm out.
Yeah, water polo definitely has its disadvantages. Like there's plenty of ways to get hurt in this match, as we know.
In the net for Huron is Shayna Werner, and she stopped that first shot by getting up out of that cage, that 10-foot cage.
Pressing the advantage one more time. That's Chloe Cordova coming in from the right-hand side. Advantage for the Pioneers. That one thrown into the hole set. We've got
And that was June Goban on the shot. We mentioned her in our open as well. She's been a mainstay for Coach Hart last couple seasons out in the pool.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of mainstays out there for Pioneer. They've got a bunch of seniors, and the seniors, anybody that isn't a senior is probably a junior who has lots of experience, and that's what Will Hart likes in this squad, is the amount of time in the pool these players have had.
Yeah, and one person, a real astute announcer, once said that Coach Hart picks his players by attitude and mentality. Circa
Long pass up ahead. Audrey Martin. Martin couldn't find it. That one was scooped up by Wadwa. She's going to try to press the attack for the Rats here.
Wadwa Jr., she put her name on our key player of the game last year as a sophomore, and she had 5 goals in the match against Pioneer the last time the Rats were able to best these Pioneers.
I'm sure she's dying to put another one past these Pioneers right now. 4:33 to go here in this opening period. Back and forth action. We've had a couple of shot clock violations. There's right on cue. There's another shot clock violation. So it feels like maybe both of these squads are feeling each other out a little bit and just haven't found that opening yet.
Yeah, and maybe like Pioneer, since they've won so many of these matches recently against Huron, they're not into it as much early as they should be. And I know that might get up under the skin of the 25-year vet, Coach Hart.
I was just going to say that's fine for them, but I'm sure Coach Hart is not having that. There's a player down there, that's Violet Wilkening, trying to find another player. Gets it out to the point, number 6, I believe, that's Dill Provesso. Oh, I'm sorry, that's number 8, vasquez-potoczak. Pioneers continue to work the ball around. Shot clock at 16, so they've got plenty of time to find the shot that they're looking for on this power play. And there it is, early goal for the Pioneers, June Galvin.
June Galvin on that pass, and that one-timer, really. Pioneers did a great job of keeping that ball dry, passing it around the perimeter, not allowing the Huron defense to catch up because of their precision on their passing, not having any water on that ball.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to mention that the River Rats were down a player there. We had a player in the penalty box, but that is what led to such great possession by the Pioneers, finding that shot, and then June Galvin puts one in.
You can see how June Galvin right now is taking over this match, even on the defensive end with that steal, coming away and trying to make a good transition play.
Galvin trying to lead. Nice pass up ahead. Sends it ahead for vasquez-potoczak. Potoczak just pushing that defender off, trying to get that ball while single-handedly pushing off that defender.
Potoczak had a goal in the last match these two teams played last year. Funny fact, Nick, you can see how dark it is when we get over to this south or east side of the pool. Maybe Huron didn't pay the light bill. DTE has been in a fight with the city of Ann Arbor for a while, and maybe Huron has been a little protesting.
You can definitely see, especially in that wide shot there, that the left side of the pool, very well lit, high key, as someone in the industry might say. Right side, maybe a little more moody, maybe a little more noir is what's going on the right-hand side.
Unfortunately for Coach Montgomery, that's been the tune of the season for her squad. They haven't had a victory in over a month, and so to get this start, having it low scoring, probably is the type of play that she was dialing up for tonight. You know, not to try to do too much and get her off her defense out of position.
And, you know, you'd mentioned it. We'll talk about it. I'm sure Will Hart has talked to his players about it as well. She told me before this match, you know, so many of these games, like, well, yeah, record's not great, but a lot of these games are practice. Now, I know they go on the record, but everything is looking forward to May. That is what any experienced coach, and that's what all the coaches here in Ann Arbor know and try to get to their girls every single day, every single match. Everything is about that state tournament. Now, like you said, this is a little bit different as there's districts, there's seeding, there's that little bit of bragging rights, but still, at the end of the day, what matters is a few weeks from now.
And trying to read hand language there by Coach Hart, I think he wants some better communication. He was just moving his hands and trying to let the players know that they need to be talking with one another once they get that transition, that turnover, because you saw on that exclusion play where they were a man up and had the advantage. When they start passing that ball around the perimeter, the Huron defense is just a step behind. And if they can communicate and let each other know where the open person is at, maybe we'll get a bit more quality shots on net.
And that speaks to how well Coach Montgomery is coaching up her girls having experienced this Pioneer onslaught a couple of times already, this is how we muck up that speed. This is how we muck up that offense, and it is dropping in a little bit. Don't play defense upright. You know, you say that if they're upright, they're going to go right by you. You need to be hips up in order to play defensive strong. There we've got the River Rats again with their deep green and gold headgear. Pioneers with the away white, mostly white, a little bit of purple on there.
This first time we've been in the Ratatorium now that they've done a little bit of remodeling in here. Pool looks a little bit wider. Only thing they need to do is just get upstairs and get some extra lights.
Lights might be the next thing. We also saw the Huron logo at the bottom of the pool, right? Like that's
nice.
That's new. Yeah,
that
pretty
is
slick.
special.
It's all about branding. You get that branding.
I like it. And right in the middle there, between all of that wake, is where that Huron logo is at, and you can see it right there in the middle. Maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot
Believe us.
churning over it right now.
What you call egg beaters is a lot going on right now.
Right, and we can only see probably 70% of it, right? Everything else going on below water is a whole different story and a whole different game down there.
As senior captain Demetria Kostantikas on the playback towards Werner, and that was a good play off of the errant pass once again from the Pioneers.
That was Pale trying to move that one ahead. She got it there to Chloe Streeter. Streeter, though, met with a very aggressive defender right in her grill the whole way. That's Cece LaRocca. LaRocca giving no quarter, and the River Rats one more time face that shot clock violation.
That Pioneer defense is just pressing so hard on the outside. Huron cannot even get it inside the 5 meter, let alone the 6 meter mark, to try to get any type of opportunity on net. And we just keep hearing that horn go off.
There's Gelbin trying to beat Whitehead, but Whitehead sticking with her the whole way, and then a little bit of it's a tackle. I'm just calling that a tackle. I call it for what I saw. Put an arm around her, wrapped her up, and took both players below the water.
Yeah, Perzikas is going to be on going over to the send-in, and for the second time, the Pioneers get the advantage.
2-player advantage. It looks like we've got 2 Rats over there in the exclusion area, so Pioneer will have a little bit of time to work something out and get that shot that they need. There's a wide one just to the right. Soft touch shot goes off the crossbar. Not a lot of torque on that shot, trying to beat the goalie with the directionality.
Boy, Coach Montgomery was upset about that last call. I think she thought that was an opportunity where her player could have came out of the exclusion area because of the shot, and it was a change of possession for momentarily, and on a change of possession is when that person can come out of the box.
Only 36 seconds to play here in this first period. Pioneer up 1-0, and the River Rats trying to make something happen.
They got to get
a
some shot. There we go. Is it a jinx?
Long way out shot. I guess we'll call that a shot from Chloe Streeter, but that's probably not the shot that Coach Montgomery envisioned coming through in the waning seconds of this first period.
It did take some time for the Pioneers to go back and gather the ball, so Huron could set their defense, though.
We've got a whistle, 10 seconds to play. Sorry, 11 seconds. We've got some clock stoppage as well.
Another exclusion penalty coming up.
And the Pioneers are going to try to make something happen here with only a handful of seconds left. One last shot, block and save there by Weiner. Great job keeping her squad in this one, right against the edge of the the other period. And that will do it for the end of the first period.
Yeah, I think that will do it.
There we go. Both squads going off to their benches, but you never know what could happen. Stick around with more Game of the Week on CTN Sports.
Are you looking to take your videos from boring to extraordinary? Well, with a little help from editing, you can get there. We'll teach you how to edit footage from our CTN laptops with professional programs like Final Cut Pro. Or we could give you some pointers on basic cell phone editing. If this looks like something you'd be interested in, contact CTN.
Second period action, getting ready to go here from Huron High School, where the River Rats are currently down 1 goal to their hated rivals, the Pioneers, Kevin.
Well, I mean, when you talk about hated, all you got to do is take a look over at the scoreboard. And we were mentioning how the fonts on this brand new scoreboard, the Pioneers fonts are a little bit smaller than that big, thick Huron. Look at how Huron's a little bit bold. It's coming at you. Pioneer.
That scoreboard feels very passive-aggressive. That was done on purpose. You're right. Like, if Huron's font is like a 15, Pioneers is like, a 12, 11, or just a little bit less.
And what Huron needs to do is get some scoring going on. Catherine Hong, she scored last year. Natalie Rudolph last year. Wadwa, 5 goals last year. We only counted 2 shots on net in that first quarter, so we definitely have to pick up the offense for Coach Montgomery.
And those shots were bookended, right? The River Rats came right out of the gate and got that pretty good opportunity, and then that last shot was fine. It was fine.
And traditionally, this is not just a fast with the periods running fast, clock going really fast, but a lot of shots on the net. And both keepers, I mean, Huron's keeper really did a great job of keeping Pioneer off of scores by coming up out of the pool and really timing it well.
Yeah, that Shayna Weiner, like you mentioned, she did a nice job of keeping Pioneers almost clean sheet for her. And there's one more time into the middle. Great pass out that Galvin found an open player, and then a long outside goal, Steph Curry style goal. Audrey Martin an anchor on the defense, but she's got a shot. She sniffed out that corner and beat Shayna Weiner.
And I'll give June Gaban an assist on that one, because the way she took the ball in the hole, immediately dumped it back outside when she felt the double team coming to her for the open shot by Martin. And Martin didn't have to put a lot of steam on that shot, but like you said, a little Steph Curry 3-ish, and did it from outside deep.
Well, you're right. This River Rat defense is dialed into Galban and really dialed into all of the Pioneers, and then just trying to stay back and not get beat by the Pioneer speed, right?
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, we can see how the Pioneer offense, you talked about how Coach Hart was saying how fast they are in the pool. And you can definitely see Huron does not even have a half an inch between the defender. They can barely look over at a player to pass the ball to when they do possess the ball.
We saw another save a moment ago by Lily O'Brien, sophomore Lily O'Brien, talking to Coach Hart before the match. He said, "Yeah, we're gonna put the sophomore in there to start." I said, "Well, why?" He just looked at me. Why not, Nick? I guess is the answer to that. So, but that speaks to a full-on program. Oh, nice save there by Weiner, coming back strong after giving up that last goal. Big save to her left.
Yeah, you can see why Weiner's been in the net for so long for the River Rats. She's coming out and doing an outstanding job of keeping this score low. Pioneer scored 11 goals the first time these two teams matched. It was chopped in half down to 6, and Weiner's trying to keep that one even lower tonight.
River Rats moving back down. Nice job jumping ahead and slapping that pass away. Violet Wilkening, great feel for her. That was going, getting in the passing lane, and now she's leading the attack. She's leading everybody up the pool. She's made herself a little bit of a breakaway here. Now it'll be about getting up and getting that shot. But that River Rat defense, never say die, gets back and gets a hand in front of Wilkening.
I think that was Streeter on the block there. And just another save. Did that ball make it all the way through? It did not make it into the net, so that one is not going to be a goal. That was just an outstanding for her 5th save of the night.
Yeah, great save by Weimer.
And they're actually going to count that goal.
It looked like it went off her hands and spun in. but everybody stopped and looking, so that's what we're going to do is continue to stop and look. No, they're not. They're going to say no goal.
Yeah, but it looked like bad angle there for the referee outside the pool, because he was nowhere near the line to look straight down the line to see if that one just dribbled into the net. A lot of people in our truck are saying it did, though.
From this angle, it looked like it was in, but we're not exactly close either.
And this is who I want to see get into the match. They need to get Wadwa down low, and that is definitely going to be an ordinary foul there against Wadwa. And you see Wadwa, she is trying to get some type of shots on the net. She's good from the outside. This is going to be a quick timeout by Pioneer.
Yeah, the Pioneers basically just need to get back together and say, all right, that one didn't go in, but we're playing well. Defensively, I think what Pioneers is going to be talking about right now, because their offense has looked pretty solid.
Well, that defense on the last play, I mean, what you were talking about by Walkinen, taking that ball and then sprinting all the way up the pool. Awesome job. I think that's what Coach Hart wants to see more of, that faster transition and not allow that Huron defense to set.
Yeah, and we've discussed a little bit about the River Rats. The problem is that their offense just really isn't as strong as they had been in the past. So the Pioneers are saying, all right, what we need to do is take advantage of this weakness and then get in transition quickly.
Yeah, I mean, when you lose the goalies, Savannah Duman, you lose the outside of Maida Montgomery, as well as Ashley Patterson, another captain from last year. Huron lost a lot of firepower off of that squad that did work against these Pioneers. But on the flip side, like you were saying, the Pioneers, they definitely have the firepower and the speed. They just haven't unleashed it just yet in this match.
Yeah, they just need to figure out how to get to that next step right now. Coach Hart still has a lot to say to those girls. He was also telling me, you know, he says this is a really fun group to coach. That's one of his favorite things. He says that's one of the big reasons that they're so successful this year, because they are fun. He's having a good time with them, and they see eye to eye on a lot of things. I know Coach Montgomery feels the same way about her girls as well, but like you said, after losing so many upperclassmen, she's got to start the process again in her 5th season.
Yeah, and you can tell when Coach Hart, it's hard, I should say, to tell when Coach Hart isn't into a match, because he's never sitting down. He's always up walking around. And, hey, do we have a mascot in here?
That is amazing. Why is that individual not down here with us? Let's start with that.
Well, I would be trying to, chest bump her.
Totally, absolutely. Next, can we give them the key? That's deserved.
Where do you find an outfit like that? Is that an Amazon
That is an outstanding
special?
question. That is an outstanding question. I would like it if it was homemade, but we'll see. We've got a lot of questions. We're going to get our roving reporter up there.
I even spotted a cowbell in her left hand as well, too. She was all dressed for the part. And this is nowhere near Halloween. Another stoppage by the River Rats, and that's what they need more of. And now what they need to do is try to crack this scoreboard and put a wiggly number up there.
There's Wilkening with a forecheck right now. And the Rats finally get one in front of the whole set. Lefty shot just wide of the goaltender, though. Lily O'Brien makes her stand.
Benitez in the hole for the River Rats. Only opportunity that they've been able to cleanly get a pass down low. And you can see how that speed of the Pioneer defense just really came back.
That's LaRocca trying to get down into the corner, but this River Rat D refuses to cede even a millimeter of space. Abigail Whitehead snagged that one and got it over to Weiner.
And Huron's really playing to their strength tonight, Nick. You can see their defense is not giving too many exclusion fouls, and they're doing a good job of playing in front of their man and keeping their man in front and going after the ball and attacking well.
Yeah, you're right. They're aggressive, but not too. There's that ball into the whole set player one more time, and I believe that's Benitez in the middle. Just took that extra breath, and that allowed that Pioneer extra defender to come in and knock that one away.
I believe that was Gaban as well, the captain dropping in and helping out on the defense in the hole.
Pioneers back on the attack. Give that one up to Benitez. Benita's trying to angle forward, actually looking for some sort of outlet pass before she finds Hong.
Maddie Pale in the whole defense for Huron against is that Potoczak. And, you know, that was just another good job of what we've been talking about the Huron defense.
And the River Rats never even got that offensive possession.
Oh, look at that move.
Now the Pioneers are moving. Nice smooth move by Galvin. Galvin away. Now it's just a matter of getting an opportunity to throw that, but she is absolutely gobbled up by 3 River Rat defenders.
And that'll be another exclusion foul against the River Rats. Well, I guess that was just an ordinary call there because nobody went to the box.
Ordinary foul, so they'll say play on. But that did seem like it was within that 5 meters, right?
It really did. It looked like a lot of action going on. And look at that save. Outstanding job in the net.
Spin and gun by Violet Wilkening, but Weiner continues to be top of her game, making another save in the net for the River Rats.
It's like a Tarek Scooble match down there. She just needs a little bit of batting help going on, some scoring.
A little support. Pioneers are not about to let that happen as these River Rats are flailing a little bit on the offensive end, and the Pioneers seem like they just constantly smell blood.
It just takes so long for River Rats to get into their offensive set. They only have 1 or 2 passes before the shot clock. They're right up against it.
Double whistle and then another timeout. Coach Hart calling time with 1:05 to go here in this first half. I'm sure he wants to set something up and get the highest quality shot with 28 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, you were saying that, you know, both of these teams they're trying to. Actually, it looks like that was going to be an exclusion foul against Huron, and it looks like it is still going to just be a 5-on-6 match. So only a 1 man up here for Pioneer.
Pioneers will take their time. They got 21 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to find the best possible opportunity here. They're working it around. Quick shot, one-timer off the pole. And that'll get those River Rat players out, but not before another goal sent in by number 5, Carolyn McTeague. McTeague, a natural lefty from that outside.
Yeah, McTeague, you were talking about her last year, and she did a good job. Pioneer did a great job of moving it around. A little high five in the pool there from Martin, you know, captain to captain. And it was a good way for Pioneer to really take care of the momentum going into halftime by getting that goal.
And McTeague out of the pool after putting that one in as well. I think Coach Hart is just using her on man-up situations here and there. But 29 seconds to go here in this first half. Pioneer commanding 4-0 lead. It would really help the Rats out if they, I was going to say not even score, but get a quality shot here.
Yeah, and that it looked like a quality shot, but it was so high into the outside, the keeper didn't really even have to do that much of a job. Lily O'Brien, you know, she's happy as a sophomore to have these easy shots. I was looking forward to seeing Olivia Grant in the net just because, personally, she's my PT therapist.
She's doing a great job, too. You're moving along like a jackrabbit. Long shot just to the outside there. Shayna Weiner maybe caught a little bit unaware at the end of this half. A half full of Pioneer goals and some shots here and there by the River Rats. There's still a lot of room to build for Huron going into the second half, right?
Looking forward to seeing what Huron can do on the offensive end. Did a great job. Weiner doing a good job into the net. Blocking, I had her down for 6 saves, but it looks like the River Rats, in order to win a match, they have to score in the match.
And we'll see if they can get on their brand new scoreboard. After this, we'll be right back with second half action on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
I'm Dana Denha, host of Ann Arbor's news magazine program, FYI. Tune in every week for new episodes featuring a variety of topics on the city and county.
Hi, I'm Mitch with CTN. Did you know CTN is available on both Android and iOS platforms for free?
That's right. You can find us on the Cablecast app. Just look up CTN and all your favorite local programs are right at your fingertips. But that's not all. CTN is also on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. If this is for you, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Then navigate to the About tab for instructions on how to set it up on your device. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch our live meetings and all of our CTN-produced programs at youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. So come watch CTN, where we aim to connect, create, and communicate.
For the first time since 1989, the men's basketball team celebrated a national championship. This group set themselves among the greatest Michigan teams of all time by going 37-3 and 19-1 in the Big Ten this year. After 37 years, the men's basketball team finally delivered another national championship. I talked to fans before the parade to reflect on the championship season.
Because it's been so long. Like, I remember watching the championship games in 92, 93 with my dad, and we lost, but you know, it took a while, but we're here now. I get a chance to share this experience with my son. Hopefully he grows up to be a Michigan fan, and I'm excited.
There's just been so much hype around this team. Like, everyone's been talking about it the entire season. Everyone's, Michigan's gonna get it all, like, the entire year. It's been really exciting. Everyone had really, really high hopes for this group.
I had them all the way in my bracket, so it's not too much of a surprise, but I mean, watching them get past Arizona, that was I think that's what really secured the national championship.
There's been no kind of seed of a doubt with the way we've been winning, and I think that it's good. It brings positive attention, and I think that it also brings business to all the businesses and everything around here, so that's good.
A gorgeous spring day brought out Michigan fans of all ages, from the rooftops to the streets, including a Michigan sports celebrity.
Thank the team, not only Coach Dusty and all the players, but for us fans and alumni, just it's really a great time for us to have the camaraderie and be able to be an alumni and support of the Block M and Michigan winning the national championship. It's tough in basketball, especially after 37 years. It's nice to be back and be on top.
Some fans I talked to feel the team can make it back to the Final Four, which will be hosted just down the road in Detroit next year. One thing's for sure, everywhere you went, the phrase of the day was,
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go Blue. Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go Blue!
Reporting for CTN, I'm Ryan Smith.
Welcome back, everybody, to CTN Sports Game of the Week. Pioneers with a commanding 4-0 lead with this duel in the pool against the River Rats. Kev, Pioneer, just so much experience, so much speed, right?
Yeah, and they really didn't put their foot on the gas pedal. And I don't know if it was, a lack of respect for the River Rats, but you can see here, June Gabon is not wasting any time pressing the action to begin this second half.
Well, do you think that possibly has a little bit to do with Coach Hart? Light a fire under these girls to get going in this second half. And it also doesn't help that the River Rats have got a player in that exclusion area already.
Even the passing from the Pioneers, they're more definitive here in the second half. They're whipping the ball around the perimeter.
Pioneers continue to make those moves. That's June Galvin from the outside, right out front, number 8, Vasquez-Potoczak. But the Pioneers maintain possession. Potoczak.
Huron still back at full strength now, though.
There's some aggressive defense by the Rats to get that ball away from this Huron offense, and that's a small victory for the Rats.
Yeah, Cordoba lost control of the ball, gave the River Rats opportunity. Kostantikas went right for the ball. And this is where Huron has to improve from the first half. They definitely have to do a better job of getting, like you were saying, Nick, quality shots on the net. Not just shots, but quality shots.
There's that pass into Benitez one more time. Benitez is going to bury one of those before the end of this game. I mark my words right here. She's been close a few times. She's a bigger player. She's got the ability to get up above her defender. She's going to put one in.
Well, and she did it with a lot of oomph on that shot as well, too. She came up. She was looking at the top left of the cage, and she just missed it by a hair.
Yeah, it feels like each one of Benitez's shots that she's taken has gotten steadily stronger and better, more on target. Pioneers waiting for players to get open, but that's another shot clock penalty. Pioneers have had more than their share of shot clock penalties for this one as well.
Yeah, and you can see Catherine Hong on that defense there, and she just put her hands up, not allowing the Pioneer player walking in to have any kind of looks for a pass or to throw it into the net.
Benitez was streaking up the pool, didn't know that ball was coming in. And there's your communication, right? The communication is so important in this game. It's not easy, but it is so critical that everybody be on the same page, lest something like this might happen, and then you're going to release the speed of these Pioneers. But a great job defensively getting back for the River Rats.
Catherine Hong again coming back in, and she can see she's sprinting down. She's helping out on June Gabon, and now she's trying to stop this turning move. What a move there, Nick.
Wilkening backspin, like that's the water polo equivalent of a spinneroonie, right?
I love it. I mean, and we've seen that before, but not with the action of continuing your momentum towards the net. Unfortunately, she couldn't control that ball, so a good turnover and a stop for this Huron defense. This Huron defense has been playing stellar.
Yeah, they're manning right up. They're getting into the grill of these Pioneers. If they could stay out of the exclusion zone, they could really have something going for themselves in the second half.
Yeah, 5-1 on the penalties, exclusion penalties, and Huron is on the downside of that.
Lily O'Brien fires that one out ahead to her forward. She's trying to make the offense happen in and of her own.
Hong again coming out with her long arms. She clawed it away from two offensive attackers on that pressing action by the Pioneers.
And there's Weiner sending that up ahead to another unassuming offensive player. But now Wilkening with that speed. Man, we've seen Wilkening not just with moves, but with that speed too, really get things going, but not been rewarded for it as much as we've seen in the past.
That was a quick call there by the official. Didn't look like a lot of contact going on to draw the exclusion for the River Rats. Let's see if they can kill this one off.
Maddie Pale in the exclusion zone for another 13 seconds. The Pioneers have got a little bit of time to try to make something happen. Galvin couldn't get an eye on it. She gets it out to number 20. She gets it out to Audrey Martin. Martin with her second goal of this match now. Not easy ones for Martin on either of them either.
No, that was just outside the 6-meter mark. She had to reposition the ball into her hand. And you can even see Coach Montgomery talking about the fact that penalty was probably questionable, that I was talking about, that precipitated the exclusion foul for Huron, that did really set up that play for Pioneer to get their 5th goal of this match.
Yeah, both of these coaches pretty even keel, but you're right. Coach Montgomery was definitely over there, maybe saying that penalty was a little soft, like you said, pleading your case, hoping to get the next one to rebound back for her squad.
And see the difference of those wet passes. It just takes the player so much time to go over and get the ball, and that shot clock is just ticking down.
River Rats turn, shot, quality save there by Lily O'Brien. O'Brien right on the spot, up out of the pool, knocks that one down with her lefty.
Yeah, we had mentioned Wadwa hadn't done anything, and that was her first real good shot on the net. And she took the opportunity. Unfortunately, that post got in the way.
Whitehead trying to make something happen, but 2 Pioneer defenders all over her. Whitehead not pleased with that call as either. And we've got a timeout. Timeout, I believe, by the Pioneers. And that's kind of interesting because the Pioneers were getting ready to move into position to take another shot. But maybe Coach Hart wants to pull everybody off to the side and get a more sophisticated shot out of this.
Yeah, and I really want to think that, oh, man, look at this. This is our only girls water polo match this season, and, you know, it's not been what we normally accustomed to as far as high scoring. It still has been exciting.
Yeah, we've got a water polo sandwich here for CTN Sports, the game of the week, with the bread being lacrosse and soccer. Just a healthy couple of slices of bread of lacrosse and soccer. It has been a really fun season so far. It's been a pretty nice season so far. Outside, it's obviously wonderful in here, but we've got some lacrosse coming up and then tons and tons of soccer on its way.
Yeah, and, man, I mean, look at the difference of the colors of the Pioneer head coach's purple and then the soft lavender look of the swimsuits. Is that the chlorine doing some damage to the?
Maybe that's an interesting theory. Soft lavender. Only a river rat is going to throw that. That's right up there with the font.
I mean,
situation.
I'm pointing out the
calling
differences.
Out,
that's all.
You're not terribly wrong. That color is lavender-esque. That's if you're looking at home, this is not a poor white balance. Our cameras are on point in here. It has to do with just what the color is. You're right, though. Maybe it could be a chlorine issue.
Yeah.
Coach Hart isn't in the pool.
I mean, we already seen one of the fans dressed up as a water polo ball. I mean, the uniforms are a little bit off color. Pioneer, they do some different things over on the off of West Stadium.
So the Pioneers will break from their huddle and try to set something up with 12 seconds to go here on this man advantage. I mean, you're looking to get June Galvin open, right?
Oh, yeah, she's going to touch the ball no matter if she's either shooting it or she's going to be triggering it.
Galvin near side, bottom left of your screen if you're looking. Lily O'Brien, the goaltender, gets things started, and there's Galvin, grips that one-handed, goes cross-pool, back and forth passes for the Pioneers, just looking for anybody that's got a little bit of a space. And that will do it for the man advantage as the River Rat player comes back into play. But Galvin just decides to muff that to the corner and get back on D.
Yeah, just playing the clock and letting the play go out. And you can see Coach Hart wasn't too pleased with the execution on that. A lot of balls touched the water on that possession.
Yeah, there was an interesting look. Galvin and the other player were just kind of going over the heads of the other defenders, but nobody was really open or nobody interested in the angle of their shot.
A lot of contact there. Is that not a penalty? I mean, that came from right from the backside.
Shot from the point. Maddie Pale straight away and right over the head of Lily O'Brien.
Yeah, she was trying to go pole down on that shot and just a tad bit high on the effort.
O'Brien up to Galban. Galban getting a little bit of the business from number 6, Chloe Streeter. Streeter not giving her any quarter at all. Fingers spread wide, all in her fist before Galban spins around into the middle. High shot.
Yeah, you can see how Galvin was holding her defender off and then put on the gas before releasing that shot just a tad bit high. But Galvin, you can see she is definitely one of the top players in this pool tonight.
Yeah, it only takes the slightest bit of an opening for one of those attackers to skate by their defenders and try to find something open. And there's another wet shot, but Lily O'Brien knocks that one down. Benitez, I believe, one more time out front.
Yeah, Benitez had been going upstairs. She tried to skip a rock shot up in there and didn't have enough on it. Not a lot of spin at all, and that ball kind of died because it hit too much water.
Yeah, we talked about Benitez's size and what she's done trying to get up out of the pool and put some torque on that. She tried to change things up a little bit. There's a shot right out in front and another goal there for Vasquez-Potoczak. Another goal and another goal scorer, more importantly, for the Pioneers.
Yeah, and it was off of the pass from June Galvin, finding the open teammate inside the hole, and Harley just unleashed a great shot upstairs over Werner's head.
Rats now down by an even half dozen. The trick for them now is to just make a little bit of magic happen for themselves on offense, right? Put 1 or 2 in and feel good about things. Probably not going to happen this period as time ticks down, only 1 second to go here, but they've got their entire fourth period to try to rally, make something happen, and find some holes in this Pioneer defense.
And they're going to have to use a lot of speed that they haven't shown so far in this match because it is only 7 minutes going into the final period.
And we will have that final period for you in just a moment here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
I'm Shoshana Lenski, Executive Director of the Ann Arbor Sustainable Energy Utility. In Ann Arbor, we're proud to be building a better future. We do that by first acknowledging and then tackling some of the hardest challenges that our community faces, including the need for a rapid and just transition in our local energy systems. That's why Ann Arbor created the Sustainable Energy Utility, or SEU. In November 2024, Ann Arbor voters overwhelmingly authorized the creation of the SEU, a bold new model for delivering clean, resilient, and affordable energy throughout our community. The Sustainable Energy Utility is a supplemental, optional, and 100% renewable municipal utility service. Residents and businesses who sign up for the Sustainable Energy Utility will receive clean energy solutions like rooftop solar panels, battery energy storage, and geothermal heating and cooling. The city will own, install, and maintain these systems, just like how other utilities own and operate power plants, water systems, and other infrastructure. There will be no upfront costs to customers. You'll simply pay a monthly bill to the SEU for the energy services that you choose. Our community has made an ambitious commitment to climate action and carbon neutrality, and the SEU is one of our tools to help achieve that. Local renewable energy reduces pollution from power plants and from combustion in our own homes, leading to a healthier quality of life today and for the next generation. The SEU model also supports equitable and affordable access to clean energy for residents who need it the most, but have often been left out of the energy transition. For example, the SEU is excited to work with property owners and tenants to bring clean energy to rental housing. And our first pilot operations are beginning in the Bryant neighborhood, an area of the city made up of modest homes and giant community spirit, where many residents are energy burdened. The SEU's solar installations will reduce their energy bills while helping the neighborhood achieve its goal of carbon neutrality. If you're interested in receiving clean energy services from the Sustainable Energy Utility at your home or business, please express interest today. We're gearing up to serve residents across the city in 2027. At a2seu.com, you can express interest and learn more with no commitment today. The future of energy lives here!
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I was a little distracted. I was just catching up on some reading. It's the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code. There's some really good stuff in this book. But anyways, speaking about being distracted, I'm Officer John Gilby from the Ann Arbor Police Department. And if you have a minute, I'd like to talk to you about the dangers of distracted driving. Did you know that last year alone there were more than 15,000 crashes caused by distracted driving? When you're out there and you drive distracted, you don't just put yourself at risk, but you put the passengers in your car, pedestrians, and cyclists at risk too. In the summer of 2023, Michigan's hands-free driving law went into effect. The law made it illegal for drivers to use their phones while driving, and that include while being stopped at red lights or stop signs. The only exemption to this law is if you're calling or texting 911 in case of an emergency. So please, keep our community safe, keep your phones down, and focus on the road. Stay safe, Ann Arbor.
In Ann Arbor, we're working to build a better future for our community and planet. The new Ann Arbor Sustainable Energy Utility delivers reliable, clean energy to you using renewables that are earth-friendly, affordable, and resilient to grid disruptions. We'll help you choose the right solution and install it at no upfront cost. Your new clean energy will help reduce bills from your current utility. Clean, connected, local, affordable. The future of energy lives here.
Fourth quarter action getting ready to start here from Huron High School. The Pioneers commanding 6-0 lead. Just a methodical beating the Pioneers have put on.
I mean, and if Huron could muster any sort of an offensive effort, the Pioneers are really saving their energy for when they gain possession of the ball, because they're not having to exert that much on the defensive end with all of the poor passing going on by the River Rats. The ball is hitting the water a lot, slowing their momentum down. So Pioneer, once they do gain possession like they have now off of this drop-in, they can just do this, push it up and push towards the cage.
Right. I mean, they're a bigger squad. They're clearly, as that shot goes wide overhead, they're clearly the better team, right? I don't think anybody's going to dispute that in any shape or form. They're more talented as of right now. And it just feels like it, right? This entire match has been Pioneer.
Yeah, almost, and you don't want to say this because it's the third time these two teams have played each other, crosstown rivals, but it's almost like a scrimmage out here where Huron is just saving it for something and not really giving a full, effort as we've known to see in this pool.
And that's coming through a little bit because you've got a sophomore in goal, right? Hey, let's throw you out there. Let's see what you can do. One of our big players, Caroline McTeague, she's only on a little bit, or she's only coming in on the man-up advantages. So they are saving players a little bit. And Pioneer, their squad is huge. They've got a big bench over there, as opposed to the Rats, a little bit shorter squad down there.
Pioneer going for the double up this week. They put a real smackdown on the Skyline Eagles, and that hasn't been done for a while. Their second time they beat the Eagles. This time it was 13-2.
Yeah,
Look
not
at
an
that goal.
easy feat. Just like that goal was not an easy feat. Overarching shot just off the fingertips into the goal. And again, another goal by Pioneer, nothing there. But you're right, their victory earlier in the week against Skyline is something to be talked about.
Yeah, I mean, because Skyline has been the king of the pool, even though Coach Hart really did a great job last year of getting his squad into the postseason and winning the districts and getting into a match against, I believe it was Skyline in the regionals, where Skyline did take over and win.
There's a great opportunity, one of the hardest shots we've seen, and that came from Wadwa, who that's the type of shot we've come to expect from her.
Yeah, and it's a little late to the party right now. Huron needed to be doing that to open the second half and not open in the fourth quarter. And you can see right there how Gabon is able to hold her defender off and get a clean, quality pass into the hole set.
Well, she's proven that she can beat a player with a moment's notice. Wow, speaking of moment's notice, just a howitzer out in front of the net. But Vasquez-Potoczak with her second goal, that thing came out of nowhere, and that got fast.
Yeah, that reminded me of Maida Montgomery out of this pool. Harley with probably, I would say, the goal of the night. I mean, she took that one in one swift motion, just took the backhand and put it into the back of the net.
Yeah, hard shot from right out in front. Not a lot that Shayna Weiner could do about that.
And that's kind of the offense we expected to see out of the Pioneers. Quick, fast shots on the net. And, you keep banging at the keeper in any net sport, and you're just slowly but surely opening up from a 9-meter net to a 12-meter net.
Well, and I wonder if the wind of the Pioneers is starting to show in this one, right? Just a team that's better conditioned, more air in their lungs coming into the fourth period. Whistle and the River Rats never say die. River Rats continue to move forward. That's Kusiet that's Whitehead getting dunked.
Got dunked without a foul or an exclusion. That's good defense for the Pioneers.
Yeah, the Pioneers continue to do a great job of staying out of the exclusion area. Much to the chagrin of everybody. Long shot from outside. There's Wadwa. She does have that strong shot, but that's just a little too far away, right?
Yeah, and it's your best player as far as shooting, but unfortunately she's also the top defender for the River Rats, so she's back at the point, not getting down into the hole, or being even a wing player to get a quality shot from an angle.
Yeah, Wadwa's got to do a little bit of everything out there, and it shows. We've called her name both sides of the pool. There's Hong receiving that one and sending it wide to the outside. Pioneers continue with their aggressive forecheck mid-pool.
And that just slowed all that offensive momentum down.
That one's gobbled up by Wilkening. We've seen her a few times. And I think Coach Hart called another timeout. Yeah, that is another Pioneer timeout. Up 8, he's still got some lessons for his girls.
Well, he's definitely trying to set up a good play, and he wants all of his players to really get involved. You can see a new players coming in, and Olivia Grant looks like she's jumping in the water to maybe get into the action, and I was talking about her. And now she's in the water. Maybe she's going to go into the net in the cage for this final 3:30.
That'd be an interesting look. And again, why not? Like, hey, you try this out, see what it looks like. And it might not even be about, hey, you're going to play goal. It's about you're seeing this game from a new angle. And you might be able to appreciate things if you're looking at it from this way here. And maybe also it helps you with your communication skills as well.
Exactly is what I was thinking, because Grant is going to be your starting net keeper. You can see her warming up down there, trying to mimic going after some shots there, jumping in and out of the water, and she does do a great job of covering that entire cage. But you're right, I like the way Coach Hart is thinking here. He's not just thinking for this game, he's thinking ahead. He's trying to plan for what the communication style might be like later on with districts coming up on May 8th.
Yeah, but both of these coaches are always coaching towards that. With the nature of this sport, every really good squad, which Ann Arbor continually year in and year out has 3 of them, they're always looking to that state tournament. Again, this game is fun, this game is great, but it's always about that state tournament. And you're looking at your rivals here, you're looking at rivals on the west side of the state, which is another hotbed for water polo. So yeah, even though you wonder, like, hey, you're up 8-0, what else do you want, man? But this is a chance to switch some things up, get some people some reps, and live fire practice, right?
Yeah, I like the change up. Even though it's fourth period, you want to have as much of your players involved, not just mentally, but also physically into the match.
3:38 to go with this one as the Pioneers will get going, and coming out of that huddle, try to have a set play, find one of those players right up the middle, likely looking to make it happen to Potoczak again in that whole set position, but the Rats are not having that.
And there was an opportunity thwarted by that Huron defense. Look at how they're extending their play, getting out and right in the grill of all the Pioneer players.
And we spent most of that timeout talking about the Pioneers, but the Rats had a timeout too, and they had the opportunity to discuss how we're going to defend this and just the mentality of physicality and aggressiveness, and that's what we saw coming out.
And I really think that timeout helped out the River Rats because they needed a breather. I mean, the pressure has been on nonstop this entire second half. A lot more goals scored, as well as just overall pressure placed on them by the Pioneers.
You know who never needs a breather?
Who's that?
All of the people that make this broadcast possible. It's always so amazing to come out to Washtenaw County and work with you guys, but everybody behind the scenes for me. On camera, we got Katsumi Tim Nagai is back. Good to see him back. Jonathan Began up there as well, probably keeping a close eye on the inflatable ball. In the truck, we got a full truck in there. On audio, we got Ryan Smith, graphics, Francesca McConney, and of course, Rob the Boss Cross making everything happen, sometimes with gum and shoelaces from time to time.
Well, I'm glad we have his attention tonight because the NFL draft starts tonight, and he's such a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He's already calling trades out.
Yeah, you and him have a lot to talk about for this evening, a lot to commiserate about, I believe, for this evening. As a Lions fan, we're just happy to give us what you got, buddy. Give us the biggest kid you got.
And for the Steeler fans, we're just hoping that Rodgers doesn't sign again.
2:18 to go, 26 seconds on this shot clock in particular. Starts off there, Weiner. But man, this Pioneer defense, maybe that's another thing that Coach Hart was talking about, was the aggressiveness of the defense now. Once again, we want to get our offense started from the defensive end of things.
Yeah, and they're playing defense even before the ball gets to a player or thrown to a player. The Pioneers are fighting for every inch of the pool.
Had a couple of whistles, but play continues. The Rats trying to sniff something close, and there it is. There's the first goal for the River Rats. Abigail Whitehead would not be denied on that one.
Great job by the sophomore going cross cage and pinpoint passing as well too. As one of the only times the Pioneers put themselves in a down on a man advantage, getting the penalty, and Huron can maybe build upon that on their next match. As far as, we definitely want to make sure that when we get these opportunities, man advantage, to take advantage of it.
Yeah, Whitehead put that one in. They've still got a minute 44. You never know what they could turn around and make happen with that little bit of momentum. Pioneers, they're got to do the opposite. They want to squash that as quickly as possible.
You think Lily O'Brien is talking to Coach Hart saying, "Why'd you take me out?"
Could have been me, Coach. Could have been me, Coach. Very possible. Probably not. Probably not. We're going to conjecture that. We're going to say that, but probably not the sophomore. 1:20 to go here in this one. Outside play happening is Audrey Martin. Martin over to Galvin. Galvin sails that one overhead.
I don't think Galvin had a full grasp of that ball. It looked like she was trying to fingertip it down.
Yeah, she wanted the one-timer, but maybe couldn't quite get her entire grip on that one.
This final minute, Huron, it'd be nice to see them get the ball down low once more.
And here might be that chance. As Wadwa turns around, spin, and score. And that gets the home faithful something to be happy about on their ride out of here.
I wonder is that mascot up there dancing around now, because Huron has done a great job of not allowing anybody to leave this building too early. We definitely know the JV plays after. Look at that.
Yeah, she loves it.
There's a little air out of the balloon there. I mean, the ball is kind of a little deflated.
It's been a rough match, let's be honest. There's a little air out of her sails. That's fine. That's understandable.
Good job by the camera people of capturing that.
Being very aware up there and going after it, absolutely. 37 to go now here in this match. Pioneers handling the River Rats, but the Rats coming alive here in this last minute and a half, getting something to hang their hat on and move forward with here in the coming weeks.
A lot of less exclusion fouls for the Rats, too, in this second half, so that's another thing they can build upon. We just need to fix our offense really to balance off our attack overall.
Great call. That's a huge victory. That's a huge aspect for them to work on and succeed with, and that could be a part of their overall success here in this fourth period. Only 4 seconds to go here. See if the Rats can fire off one more, and they do! Last second buzzer beater goal by Maddie Pale gets that third goal of this fourth period, and all smiles down in the pool for the Rats as of right now. The Pioneers are going to come away from the victory, but the Rats have a lot to like about this match as they lead.
Yeah, and you love to see the no-quit effort. Being down by so many goals, to come back and see the River Rats come and at least finish off. Maybe not start where they wanted to, but finish off where they needed to.
And stick around. We'll have your key player coming up right after this. Down low, looking into the middle for Denninger. And Denninger not to be deterred. Back to Denninger. Denninger, the alley-oop, just malice in her eyes. And that one lobs in. Denninger, Allie Denninger. Denninger received that shot almost like Hakeem Olajuwon there.
And welcome back. You saw it. I saw it. Harley, some great job inside the hole, making some of those goals, especially that last goal, to be our key player of the game. Tell me a little bit about what it's like to be playing and fighting inside the hole.
It's a lot of work, just like trying to get position and communicate with the team and stuff.
Third victory over your rival across town. What does that mean for you going into the postseason?
It's really exciting seeing how well we're improving over the season and giving us opportunity to possibly make it far in states.
Coach Hart is really excited about the opportunity, says he really likes the team. What can you say about your teammates?
They're all really nice and they're so supportive and they're just every member is important.
Yeah, I can feel them coming behind us trying to celebrate with you. So I'm going to allow you to put your name on this key. And congratulations for being our key player of the game.
Thank you.
Back to you, Nick, to wrap us up.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you to everybody looking down on that Pioneer squad, victorious. Could not be happier with what they did here this evening against the River Rats. Pioneers from Huron High School with an 8-3 victory this evening on this edition of CTN Sports Game of the Week. We'll catch you next time.